I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Waharakah Kwadash, Salakia Baha, Rakah Kwadash. I want to say double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalom to the elect. Lord willing, we make it, man. Lord willing, we are the men. You brothers pushing, you know what I'm saying? Going through what you got to go through in your day to day, man. Like the brother Maya Ka'ala, GMS Behold I Come Quickly said, man, it's nothing that, the glory outweighs the hell. Alright, so without further ado, we see the Most High's words coming to true, as he said, man. Alright, he got to basically, he has a cup, you know what I'm saying, that Esau has a drink of, man. And we see Esau, as Esau setting up the narrative, so is the Most High, man. The scriptures say the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. So here it is. It says, I found this article right here on RT News today. It says, unhealthy state of affairs. 3/4 of young Americans unfit for military service, study says. Now, just as Esau, because I found this other article where it speaks on Dick's Sporting Goods, major U.S. sporting retailer, in sale of assault-style weapons at outlets. All right. So just as Esau is staging these false flags attacks, these so-called shootings in the schools to unarmed people, the Most High is leaving Esau defenseless, man. So just as Esau is trying to leave the people defenseless so that he can come in like a flood, the Most High is going to leave him defenseless, man. Okay? The Most High is going to leave Esau defenseless, man. One being his military, all right? And then I was looking it up, right? And it says right here, all right, this was this year, in 2018, U.S. missile defense test failed in Hawaii. The unsuccessful test was carried out amid heightened concerns about North Korea's developing missile and nuclear program. The U.S. military carried out an unsuccessful test to shoot down an incoming dummy missile from Hawaii on Wednesday. All right, so that was just a dummy missile. So imagine a real missile, man. When the Most High, open up his armory, as the scriptures say. All right, and in Jeremiah 50 and 25. And his armory is basically these other nations, man. The scriptures also say that he maketh, let's see, the smith. Got that precept. The smith. Because Yahweh, ultimately the Lord, the scripture said the Lord is a man of war. I think it's in Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith. All right. And in this case, the Most High created these scientists to come up with the idea to make these nuclear missiles, man. These nuclear bombs that blow off the coals in the fire and that bring forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. All right. Now the Most High has created the waster, all right, which is these nuclear missiles to destroy ultimately Babylon, man. All right. This is Jeremiah 51 and 1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind, and will send unto Babylon fanners. Those 200 million missiles is going to hit this place, man. According to the book of Revelations, man. Revelation 9th chapter, I believe. That shall fan her and shall empty her land. No, it's 9 and 19. Salaki. It's the book of Revelations. Where he said he's gonna allow 200 million missiles to hit this place, man. All right, and it says, I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her. All right, and the worst thing to do when a fire is going on is to give it oxygen, man. All right, so the Most High is fanning her, meaning he basically, he's basically gonna shoot multiple nukes upon this place. So therefore the fire continues to grow. All right, and that's what's gonna make this place a desert, man. For in the day of trouble, they shall be against her round about. All right, these other nations against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. All right, and that's how we know that those archers, all right, those nuclear missiles, man. All right, because you got this warmonger, all right, Donald Trump, going around picking with everybody with nuclear arsenal, man. Why? Because the Most High wants to destroy this place. Okay, so here it is. You got Donald Trump in office talking shit. All right, you have the U.S. missiles defense falling. You know that the U.S. Defense test always fails. All right, it never. You know what I'm saying? It always fails. All right, and then the icing on the cake. All right, Esau's military is failing, man. It's like, yeah, gotta go back to that. Esau's military is failing, man. Unhealthy state of affairs. 3/4 of young Americans unfit for the military service, study says. The U.S. could be facing. Go ahead, actually. It says the U.S. could be facing a security crisis and it has nothing to do with the Russians this time. According to a new study, the majority of military-age Americans don't meet the criteria for service, mostly due to health problems. Americans don't meet the criteria for service, mostly due to health problems. As many as 71% of young U.S. citizens are ineligible to serve in the armed forces. Research conducted by the Heritage Foundation in mid-February says this state of affairs, which that the study describes as alarming, could soon lead to a serious shortage of recruits for the U.S. military, which relies on a constant flow of volunteers every year. You know, because don't nobody want to go to fucking because the truth is coming out about Esau too, and that's another thing how the Most High is making this place bare, Esau bare. You know, being that the truth is coming out about him, all right, that his wars, he orchestrates his wars, man. He the one that starts wars, all right. Most people not gonna want to go to fight over there, all right. So now they're relying on a sheeple, the ones that still sleep, okay. So it says U.S. It's another article, but it says U.S. recruits entitled, undisciplined, and not fit to throw grenades. All right. Out of 34 million people aged between 17 and 24, over 24 million are unable to join the armed forces. The paper says, warning that the U.S. military will inevitably suffer from a lack of manpower. It further adds that it is not a distant problem, as the military is already experiencing problems with recruitment. The U.S. Army in particular is expected to have a hard time meeting its 2018 goal to enlist just 80,000 volunteers, the study says. All right, so 7.7 billion people in this world, and they having a hard time enlisting 80,000, man. You know, that's a problem, man. You know, and you got these other countries like Russia, North Korea. These little kids, they grow up, you know what I'm saying, being trained in combat, man. But over here in America, all right, where life is so-called sweet, people are growing up to be pussyfied, man. You know, you grow up in this Western society, all right, thinking that everything is always going to be fine. You know what I'm saying? You know, majority of the men is homosexuals. They allowing, you know, so you got obese homosexuals. This is a fucking circus, man. You got the obese trying to join the army. You got homosexuals in the army. You got transgenders in the army. The Most High is making mockery of Babylon, man. This place is called Babylon for a reason, man. Which that word Babel means confusion. Okay? Because when you think about the army, you think about strength. You think about might. Okay? But there's nothing strong about the American army. The study says, I will argue that the next existential threat we have is the inability to man our military. Army Major General Malcolm Frost, the commander of the Army's initial military training command, said during a panel discussion co-hosted by the Heritage Foundation back in October 2018. You know? Hey, so the Most High got this devil Trump in office talking hella shit. Alright? But when it comes time to back it up, we see that he will come short of it, man. You know? Just back at Jeremiah 51. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. Alright, and you know, just reading that in this makes you think about how the scriptures say the mighty men have forborne to fight, man. You know, so you got so-called you know what I'm saying, military men in that day, they gonna be scared, man. Alright? So how much more the homosexuals and the, you know what I'm saying, the recruits, because they will force a lot of people, a lot of men to join this military, man. Because they need as much men as they can get. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in the streets. So here it is, the Most High Yahweh is telling, you know what I'm saying, Babylon, you know, the modern day Babylons, the modern day Babylonians, there's going to be a lot of death. All right, not just in the Middle East, but over here. Okay, for Israel have been forsaken, nor have not, Salakia, for Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God, or the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so, she may be healed. Alright? So like I said, man, this is the narrative, man. The Most High is setting up this place to fall in every single way. Alright? Because the Most High is the ultimate snare. He's the ultimate snare upon this world, man. Alright? That's why he gave this world who? Yahushua, man. Alright? Yahushua is the you know, he gave his son, man, who is his image, man. Alright? As a you know what I'm saying, as a snare to the world. So how much more the Lord himself, man? You know? Oh, this gets better, man. The Lord hath brought verse 9. We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go, every one into his country, for a judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come, and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our power. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, which is the Russians. The Lord is raising up their spirit now, man. You know? What do you think this fight over there in the Middle East, man? Alright? It's about control, power, man. You got on one hand, you know, Russia's back in Turkey. Alright? And you got on the other hand, America's back in Israel, man. Russia's back in Iran. America's back in Saudi Arabia. Okay? Russia's back in Syria. America's back in what's that? I forgot the Slovakia. But you know the so-called terrorist group, is it Hezbollah? The so-called terrorist group over there in Syria at this point. Slovakia. But you know, so it's a matter of time, all right, before, you know what I'm saying, the big bros come out and defend, man, and fight. For his devices against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, make the watch strong, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes. For the Lord had both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. You know? So that's what the Most High is doing, man. He's allowing all odds to be against Babylon, man. Against America. Okay? Going back to the article, it says out of all those who are unfit for military service, almost 60% are ineligible to join the ranks of the U.S. Armed Forces due to various problems related to their health and physical fitness. About 1/3 are too obese to become soldiers. Some 27% of young Americans are too overweight for military service, the study says, adding that about 15,000 potential recruits are rejected annually precisely due to this reason. The obesity issue is the most troubling because the trend is going in the wrong direction. By 2020, it could be as high as 50%, which means only 2 in 10 would qualify to join the Army. The former commander of U.S. Army Recruiting Command, Major General Alan Bachelet, said back in 2015, other common health issues that prevent young Americans from joining the Army are asthma, hearing, and eyesight problems, as well as mental illnesses, the research says. Particularly alarming for the U.S. military is that the southern states that traditionally supply the armed forces with the largest percentage of new recruits are facing even more concerning health problems among their young population. Recruits from Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas are significantly less fit and consequently are more likely to encounter training-related injuries than recruits from other U.S. states. Okay? Hey, man, so the Most High is bringing this bitch down, man. Alright? Verse 13, back in Jeremiah 51:12, set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, make the watch strong, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes. So the Most High is ultimately preparing the ambushes, man. Alright, set up the watchmen. Alright, the men, the real men, his prophets as well. You got so-called truthers out there, speaking against the RFID chip, speaking against what the US is doing over there in the Middle East, speaking against just many things, man. Speaking out about the false flags attacks that are always happening. All right, speaking of the coming dollar crash, prepare the ambushes, for the Lord had both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon, man. So the Most High got, Esau, these American Edomites, all right, America, all right, and he's gonna have all these factors, all right, a weak army, missile defense system, his allies gonna come up against him. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come in the measure of thy covetousness. The Lord of hosts has sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. He hath made the earth by his power, he hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heaven by his understanding. So the Most High like, look, man, you ain't, because these devils, especially these Edomite devils, man, well, all these devils, man, all right, but America, being that it's the scriptures even say that it's pumped, you know what I'm saying, it's basically lifted up, man. They think they can't be touched, man. All right, that's why the scriptures call this place the virgin daughter of Babylon, because technically it has not been touched by any outside forces, man. All right, and that's just another point to prove that everything that's happening in this place is a false flag attack, man. But the Most High, got the spirit upon these Edomites, man, and just keep poking at that bear, which is Russia. All right. Keep poking at, you know what I'm saying? Keep shitting on their friends, they allies, man. All right. Like they say, you burn your bridges, man. All right. And then after what? You burn that bridge, you stuck, you know what I'm saying? You stuck on the other side by yourself. All right. And then everybody's round about looking at your dumb ass. Okay. Hey, so with that, hey, you know what? Just grab this real quick. Back in this second Ezra 16:1. Actually, I'm gonna just yes, I'm gonna start at 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Okay? So all these things are coming upon Babylon, man. All these things are coming upon Babylon, man. And it's going to get worse and worse, man. All right? Because I see it as Esau pushing another false flag terrorist attack just so he can, you know what I'm saying, blame it on Russia, man. All right? Which is fuel to the fire to World War III. All right? Or you know what I'm saying? Yeah, probably blame it on Russia as he did in 2016. You know, saying that they, you know what I'm saying, they rigged, what did he say? They rigged the presidential elections and stuff like that. You know? So the Lord got the perfect devil, all right, the warmonger to do the job, man. Okay. Hey, so with that, shalom.